So let's not bury the lead.
Bury the lead?
Yeah, we're going in chronological order. We're jumping too far. Too far. Come on, man.
Whatever.
We have these very good...
You can't let someone win clean, so you gotta have Shinsuke interrupted. I get it. Go ahead.
We'll get there.
Creative,
no. We're
creative
going to
did
get...
great.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to get
okay.
there. We're going to get there. We definitely are going to get there. But I just want to not bury... We're still on WrestleMania. We'll get to fucking SmackDown. Trust and believe we're going to get to SmackDown. But we're still in WrestleMania. And we got a few other hot topics to hit before we get to Raw and SmackDown. And then I want to talk NXT, but we'll save NXT because this show is going to be a long show because wrestling is so red hot right now. So back to Mania. Big things to take out of Mania. Brian and Shane took they're now the TNA thing. That was, we could talk about that.
Oh, dude, that's Raw.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but I didn't even write that down in my notes because I didn't even pop on that. But now that I didn't even hear that part of the show.
I popped like a little girl.
So I was definitely I would have popped
the promo with the Hardys and then.
I got that. I popped for that, but
dude.
But okay, so back to Mania.
I didn't watch
Brian
the match,
and
Shane won.
Yeah, they won.
I saw DB tap out Sami Zayn, right?
We watched that.
Yeah, the U.S. The United States match, U.S. title match. That was a thing.
I didn't see
never
that one.
hindered
That's
the gender.
match I never saw.
Another match that I can think of that's off the top of my head is Nia Jax, new champ.
Oh, yeah, she dominated. That was easy. That was quick.
It was quick.
Predictable.
Not so much predictable, but
no,
predictable.
Braun
I thought
good
so.
for, I mean,
Strowman and Nicholas are the
Good
tag
for
team
her.
champions for 24 hours.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Do we know why that happened? Was it like
It was a referee's kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't a random child.
Was it like because of because me and Brian were thinking maybe it was.
It was
because
like
of
a Make-A-Wish. Yeah, no,
Kid
I
that
don't
had
think it was a
cancer.
Make-A-Wish, but
They just did it for some random kid out of the kindness
it
of
wasn't a
hearts.
random kid. It was a referee's
Yeah,
kid.
but still, what I'm saying is he doesn't got
It
cancer.
was John Kuhn or some shit like that's kid. So I don't know. I don't know.
I thought it was cute. I really did.
I mean, yeah,
I thought it was cool. I didn't think that it was necessary. I think that they could have had
that
an
was
actual person,
one of
but
the few things I missed on Raw the next night
I
too.
don't think that they wanted him to have a legit tag team title run. I just think they wanted to get the belts off of.
And get Strowman over.
Yeah,
And it turned him face in a way. It was a good call, I guess.
that all they wanted
It was
to do.
cute.
I think they
I
wanted.
loved it.
I think that they made Strowman too strong and fucked up Sheamus and Cesaro's push. If Strowman ever gets the title, he's already squashed them.
Cesaro's push. Sheamus is probably close to hanging it up, and Cesaro needs a singles push anyways. He deserves
Well,
it.
he'll never be able to. I mean, we'll have to go back to that match and look. He couldn't beat him when it was 2-on-1. How is he going to beat him when it's 1-on-1?
What do you mean?
If Strowman ever gets strapped, unless they keep Strowman as like a Andre the Giant type figure, to where they're not going to fucking ever give him the belt. He'll always be the dominator
I think it was kind
without the belt. Because he doesn't need the belt, but if he ever does want the belt, they have to give it to
they
him.
need to strap him soon, man, because they made him so dominant, and then one F5 and you lose clean. It's garbage. It's hot garbage. And then Roman Reigns kicked out of 5 or 7.
That brings us to the main event at Mania.
My God.
Oh my God.
That was horrible. Kicked out
We
of 5
weren't
or 7
ready.
F5s.
I wasn't ready. I was literally sold on the fact. Now I heard that he's got a
I think
dual
the whole
contract
world
with.
was sold on the fact that Reigns was winning.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. So when that
popped like a
happened, I
little
was
girl
like,
for that. I was
"What
like-
the?"
I popped for a little girl for that, man, just because I didn't see it coming.
And neither did I.
Yeah.
So well, good on you, WWE. And I heard
Vince
that it
and
wasn't
Brock.
even. I heard it wasn't even finalized until like
I
three
told
or
Brian.
4 minutes before.
The match? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Brock's
So-
I told Brian that day that he was.
The
gonna
only
win.
thing that really sucks about the whole thing is Brock Lesnar's got that bitch on lockdown still. He's holding it hostage.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, he'll have that
From Mania
title
to
for-
Mania and beyond.
Yeah, he's going to be the longest reigning WWE champion of all time. And it's not even the WWE championship that he's holding.
Yeah,
so
it's a generic version, like you
the
said.
brand split
It's
could
prestige.
bring the Universal
It's
title
prestige,
to...
shucks.
We'll get to the brand split. Fuck that. We'll talk brand split at the end
As
of
much as I dislike
everything.
Reigns, man, the part-timer shit, I kind of hope he takes the title at the
We talked about the greatest Royal Rumble event.
Can't wait.
50 man, gonna be awesome. Anything more that you want to talk about Mania? Just WrestleMania, like any other matches that stood out for you? I mean, Bray and Matt, I loved it.
Opening the
That needs to be a thing for longer than just a couple of weeks. That needs to be
Monday night.
That needs to be a thing for a while.
3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
No,
So
let's talk about SmackDown.
we
Carmella.
can't yet.
What?
We will. We'll get to it.
Well, we're on Raw now.
We're not even past Mania yet.
Well,
Anything else you want to talk about with Mania?
the
Asuka, we talked about it briefly. Asuka,
Tapping out. It's not cool.
yeah, I don't know. You weren't ready for that one.
Charlotte's-
I thought
I
Charlotte
didn't
was
see
going to
it,
win.
but
thought
Charlotte
Charlotte
tapping
was
out
gonna
after
win
such a
too.
long streak is.
That wasn't a shock to
insane,
me.
in
I
my
thought
opinion.
that she was going to win. Maybe
You want to know why
Charlotte's
she wasn't
more
going to
than-
win?
the only thing that I bought into
Well,
was
because
that
if Charlotte
Which, by the way,
loses and
no-
the streak still goes and then Carmella
no
cashes the
Asuka
the streak, that's bullshit.
kind of needs to be said. No
But-
Asuka on SmackDown, no Asuka on Raw. What the fuck?
The superstar shakeup will settle that for us. We don't have to ask the question
There was
now
no
if she
post
lost at
Asuka.
WrestleMania
She
like
must
she
be
did.
really like hanging her head or something.
I don't know. We'll see.
Or
I
that's
doubt it.
that's
I
what
doubt
we
it.
are supposed to believe.
But either way,
Are supposed to be led to believe.
my point was Charlotte made a tap after such a long and prestigious streak, in my opinion. Ridiculous. Charlotte's more than athletic enough to hit her with a fucking
I think the right woman won.
backflip off the top rope, and she should have won by pinfall, though, is what I'm saying.
Why?
Why is like I said,
It's
after
more
such a
poetic
long-
if she wins with the figure eight because
Well, that's her move. It's her dad's move, but at the same
Exactly.
time, yeah, whatever. Asuka did it already. It's too late.
Tell you-
yeah, there's
No,
no
I'm just
changing
saying.
it. It's done. What's done is
Charlotte's
done.
more than
But
athletic enough
I
to-
gave that
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10. Gentlemen.
just solely based on the fact that
You wanted Charlotte to win.
she
I
won.
didn't care who won.
It's
a
a WrestleMania
just thought
moment,
Asuka
and
was
it
gonna win, yeah.
needed to happen.
I didn't see it.
I did not see both of them losing though. Both of them being Shinsuke, and I thought one was gonna go.
I know.
It's kind of racist,
I didn't bring it up, but since you did,
but Shinsuke's promo may have been my favorite.
part of Mania.
No, Shinsuke's promo on SmackDown.
Oh
May have
man, you're
Oh
jumping,
my God.
you're fast forwarding again.
Well,
Who cares?
Yeah,
We're gonna go into it. All right,
Okay.
so let's fuck it.
Because you have a
Co-branded
list.
pay-per-views from here on out.
That's cool.
I like that. If it's not,
That means the
Cute.
superstar shakeup's probably good.
if it's not going to be from here on out, then it needs
only
to be.
gonna probably last for 3 to 6 months. I say right before or right after Survivor Series, they bring them back together. Right after.
Raw kicked off with a bang, in the biggest and
Oh,
best
man.
way. Ember Moon eclipsing Alexa Bliss. Nia and Ember beating Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Well, I didn't see the end of the match and how Ember going over, but
It was a beautiful
I saw the
eclipse too.
debut.
Oh my
I
god,
popped
it was so awesome. So Ember
Yeah, he
Moon on
freaked
Raw.
out. I was like, what's going on? He's like, look. And I was
Developing
like,
hot dot dot. I don't know because there's the
I liked
superstar mix.
I liked her contacts
but-
a little better than Seth Rollins.
I
Seth
think
Rollins
she.
were cool.
I think that makes her available now.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins had contacts.
Mania, they were blue.
Yeah,
They
he
were cool.
looked like
It was like
the
a light blue.
dude. He was going for the Game of Thrones thing. Braun Strowman and Nicholas relinquished their tag team titles. That's the next segment on Raw. So we knew that wasn't going to last. But wait about 10 to 8 years and that tag team developing hot dot dot. I hope not. Ronda Rousey promo kicks off Raw. That was pretty legit. Ronda putting Steph into another.
You know
fucking-
why she won WrestleMania, right?
Of course.
I thought it was almost Son of the Apocalypse.
There
dude.
was no way that
I
that
don't
was.
think I've
There
ever
was
seen-
no way, Jose, that was going to happen,
I
and
think
that's
I've
the
ever-
next part on.
I don't think I've ever seen Steph
Raw.
put somebody over 2 days in a row. I'm just you get on her getting in her older ages. I'm not saying she's old. But I'm just saying 5-10 years ago, man, she's not putting people over like that. And then last year she went through a table with Rollins, and then this year 2 days in a row.
She put on a good match too, Ronda and her. That match also. By the way, the best match on WrestleMania, in my opinion, was
The mixed tag match.
the mixed tag match, and I thought it was going to be the worst.
Honestly,
So
in my opinion, that's only because your toy boxes got mushed together.
because I thought it was going to be hot garbage. I did not think
Oh,
that
and
it
it
was
lived
gonna,
up to the hype for you?
It surpassed the hype because I thought it was going to be shit. I thought it was going to be a shit match. From what I saw from Ronda Rousey, she looked like she couldn't fucking sell shit. She couldn't do shit. She couldn't wrestle like shit. That she made it. She was dominating, and that's what made it really good. But even with the parts where she wasn't dominating, she sold pretty well.
This match was great. I loved it.
WrestleMania overall, what do you give it? Before we move on to Raw officially, because apparently we wanted to
I
go
give it
back
like a
into
4.5
WrestleMania.
stars just because
4.5. So I gave it 5, and that would make it. That
Just
would be
because
9.5
a
stars.
few
So,
small things like Charlotte making
So if I give it a
Oscar
half a
tap.
star, would it make it a 10?
fuck it. Why not?
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10. 10.
She gave it a half a star, so
Just
I had-
because.
I had to do that, you know. So, but you want to talk about SmackDown anymore? I mean SmackDown. You want to
Raw?
talk about WrestleMania anymore? Because
No,
you
we're
guys
good.
keep bringing up
WrestleMania
SmackDown.
was great. We'll go Raw.
How about I say, no way, Jose.
We're
I
so
don't want to
wrong.
talk about it anymore. No way, Jose makes his debut with a Congo Line squash match against Josh Schuyler.
You said they called it a Congo line? It looks
Congo
like-
line.
It looks like the Rosebuds 2.0.
A 4-team tag team tournament final at the Greatest Royal Rumble where the winner of this 4-team tag team tournament
All right.
win and goes
I
to
didn't see that
fucking.
announcement. Do you know the 4 teams?
We'll get to it. The Club versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Carl Anderson gets pinned, loses to the Revival via the Shatter Machine. So
That's like a super code breaker. I like it. It's like a 3D code breaker. It's great.
I don't like the Club getting fucking buried all the time.
That's not buried. The Revival's good. They probably don't mind putting them over. They got their
And
tag
at
title
this
run.
point is where they officially announced the Superstar Shakeup because we knew that it was coming. Just because
We felt it.
we're awesome like
We
that.
felt it.
So we knew that it was coming, but it was officially announced right after the Club versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. The Revival, yeah, I see why you want to put them over, but they're more like a legit tag team. But so is fucking. They're more of a legit tag team than the other 2 teams, which we'll get to in a second. But Seth Rollins, the new Intercontinental Champion, which we didn't bring up in WrestleMania. Shame on us. And I don't mean Sheamus, I mean shame on us. He's the new Grand Slam Champion also, which I know you love Grand Slam Champions.
Oh, I can.
Every member of the Shield is a Grand Slam Champion. If you didn't know that, now you know.
When is Dean Ambrose coming back?
Good question. I thought
Probably
he was
a
coming
couple
back
more
on.
months.
I thought he was coming back on Raw, but apparently not. Finn Balor interrupts the.
Maybe next Tuesday in the Superstar Shakeup.
Yeah.
Finn Balor interrupts the party. Because Seth Rollins was celebrating in the ring, and then the Miz, who is owed a rematch, is interrupts Seth and Finn. They're because they were having a love
Well,
fest.
Miz
in the
gets
ring.
interrupted too. The Miz Taraj was probably going to try and 3-on-2 Balor and
And then all of a sudden, Jeff motherfucking Hardy comes out. So
that sets up for a 6-man tag match.
so this is now 3
ends
people
up being
that have made
returns.
or have came up from NXT.
Debuted.
So crazy how raw it is so far. So Jeff Hardy comes back and it becomes 3-on-3. Miz Taraj and
I think that ended up being the main event. Hardy, Rollins, and Balor. Yeah, Mr. Jeff.
and for me at that point it became kind of like obvious that Jeff Hardy's not going down the same Woken route as Matt Hardy.
Probably not. We
So-
shall see. That promo backstage with Bray Wyatt. That was fucking great.
During the
I popped hard.
then they have this big commercial, and normally I don't talk about commercials, but this commercial buried the lead. See, they did what you keep doing and jumping ahead to SmackDown and stuff
No
when we
shit.
should be talking about
SmackDown.
Raw and shit. SmackDown wasn't even as good as Raw.